raised him.
Really? Okay, so how would you describe Uncle Joey as a child? What kind of child?
He was a good boy.
He was?
He was.
Did he laugh a lot?
No.
No?
Very serious.
Very serious. He had the foonge. He had the foonge.
The foonge. The foonge.
Okay, ready? Next. Auntie Carm.
Very thoughtful, very helpful, always aimed to please, and she was always, you know, whatever you want to do, we'll do what you want to do.
This is a hard question, but who do you think was the prettiest?
Pat.
Really?
My sister Pat.
She had a definite look.
She had like
A movie star look.
what's her name? Elizabeth Taylor.
Right, you're right. You're right. Okay, Auntie Josephine.
About the looks?
No, about her. What do you remember?
Oh, about her, she's very stern. You got to be careful what you say because she can get hot for nothing.
Really? I know. I remember that. Okay, now how about Auntie Pat?
Well, Auntie Pat was more calm. She wasn't as bad. She'd say a lot of things like, "What the hell do I care?" You know, but she didn't mean.
She was
the way
more
she
abrupt?
talked, yeah.
Something else about Auntie Pat, because she was very different.
She was very. She helped him if you were in distress. She'd help you.
What about her cars? She had some real neat.
Her what?
Her cars.
Her cars.
Yes.
She did not like to drive, but she drove because she had to.
Okay. Do you remember her pink Lincoln?
Her what?
Pink Lincoln?
No,
No?
I never saw that one.
Okay. All right. How about Uncle Johnny?
My brother John.
Mm-hmm.
He was another one. He was very loving. He just
loving.
I walked with him in the hospital. He was holding onto the bed when they were holding him in. He kissed my hand.
What about when he was a child? How was he?
Oh,
as a
child! I remember Joey better than Johnny
Really? Because you took care of Joey?
because I had to always be with Joey.
Really? Okay. So Uncle Johnny was your older brother?
Yeah. Johnny and Joey was the baby.
And Uncle Johnny was young too.
But
but-
John was older than Joey.
Okay. How about Uncle Babs?
Uncle Babs, he used to come. I used to be frying the squash. He'd be eating it while I'm frying the squash. But, you know, I figured, well, he's enjoying it, so I'm not going to say.
But what kind of child was he?
I don't remember his child.
Well, you remember
when
as
he
a
went to
teenager?
work, my father got him a job at the market. He had to wear boots up to here. And I says, every time I used to see him, I'd say, Babs, you remember when he wore the boots? He says, yeah. I used to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go to the market.
And what did he do at the market?
Well, he would work where the groceries were, unload the trucks.
So he was with Grandpa at the market. How about Auntie Jenny?
Jenny.
Yes.
Well, she was very good too because at the beginning
She was almost like as old as your mother, though, Auntie Jenny, because she was a lot.
Frances was the closest.
Frances, but of course Frances was okay. So let's go from Jenny to Frances.
As I understand, I lived with Frances till I was 7.
Mm-hmm.
Then my mother wanted me back,
Okay.
so I had to go back. And you know that makes you upset at the inside.
Right, because you're used to it.
Yeah.
And
But anytime my sister had to go on a long trip, like she had to go to Michigan, she'd ask my mother, could Mary go with me?
Right.
And my mother always said yes. And she would go to Michigan because she had a house in Michigan, and she had to go and check it out.
How long was it? How old were you when you went to live with Auntie Frances?
I must have been, my mother had the Stones,
Okay.
and this is the way it was told
Right.
to me. Your mother told me.
Okay.
She says, my mother said, you can live with Frances until I'm better.
Okay. Right.
But I stayed there till I was 7.
And then after
I
that,
didn't
you
have
went
any
back.
children.
But you went back and lived with Aunt Frances when you were
No.
older.
Then I had to go back to my mother because she wanted me home.
And then after that, did you go back to Auntie Frances when you were older?
Yeah.
When you do remember how old you were?
No.
No.
Oh,
Probably.
after you got divorced?
Oh, you were.
After your marriage? After you got divorced, then you went with Auntie Fran?
Yeah, about that time.
How long were you married?
3 years.
Really? I didn't know that.
You did?
No. How old were you when you got married?
19.
Did you have a wedding ceremony, or did you just get married?
No, I eloped
And where did you go when you eloped? Do you know?
in Michigan,
Yeah,
where I was born.
Where you were born. Did you have any party or anything?
And no,
No
nothing.
party?
Nothing.
Was anybody upset because you got married?
Nothing I know of.
Really? And what was his name? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember his name.
She does. You want to remember his
I
name.
don't
She's so cute.
His mama's baby.
But that's okay. We don't care.
Yeah.
Okay? But what was his name? But what was his name?
It's not important. I'd rather not say.
Okay, give me initials. Initials.
Don't leave a bad taste in
I
your
don't
mouth.
remember.
Okay, all right. Was he handsome?
At the time, I thought
He's
so.
probably not handsome anymore.
None of us are.
He's dead.
I mean, others
So
are.
then, when you split from him, then you probably went and lived with Aunt Frances.
Yeah.
Because you were an adult now.
Right.
Did I what?
You were an adult. You were grown.
Yes.
Then you went with, and Grandma couldn't say anything because you could do what you want. And then Uncle Tony, he was already living with
Yeah.
Aunt Frances. Tell me what you remember about Uncle Tony when he was a baby.
Oh, he was a saint. And not because his daughter is here.
Are you kidding all this?
He was a saint. I'd go to night school.
Night school.
Take me night school.
What did you go to night school for?
I wanted to be a secretary all my life. And in order to do so, you have to know things about the office. So he'd take me to school, Lakeview, and he'd pick me up. I said, Joan, I can take you. Wait there, I'll pick you up. Just like he does with his daughters.
Really? At Lakeview?
Back and forth. I says, I can go with the bus. I'll take you. I says, no, Tone, it's all right, you don't have to take me. I'll take you, Mary, don't worry about it. And I'll pick you up at 9:30, you know. And in those days, it's not, the streets are not bad as like today.
So he was a wonderful brother.
The best.
Okay. Now,
Yeah,
my
all the
mother,
layers.
what do you remember about my mother?
Oh, she was one of the best, too. She was very good.
That's because I'm here, you're saying that.
Oh, I'm not saying that. If she was a bad woman, I'd say, oh, I hate her. I loved her too because she was very good to me, and I try to be good to her.
You were. Everybody loves you.
When on Sunday I used to come over, it started to rain. I says I shouldn't have came. She says, yes, you should have.
And what about my father? Did you like him?
Oh, he was another one. I had a chaperone when we went out.
Oh, really? Yes.
Oh.
Because he wanted to marry her and Grandpa wouldn't let.
No, my father kept saying 2 years from now. Then she, after the 2 years were up, after the 2 years were up, he says 2 more years.
Was she running a store at the time? Was she running one of Grandpa's grocery stores? Was she working? Do you remember? She was working
At the time she was married?
No, at the time she was dating my father.
Oh yeah, because
That's why he didn't want her to get married.
of course, you know,
Because,
you need someone to take care of the store.
of course.
Okay, I got a question. How come my mom was like Auntie Francie's pick, or they were so
Because she was
close?
She was older.
She were old.
Yeah, she was older. When somebody died in our family, guess who brought sandwiches?
Who?
Your mother.
Really?
She came with a lot of sandwiches. Who feels like cooking? You know, you're all in the dumps.
That's where I get it
She
from.
came over with